Welcome to the Numerical Tarot. A new tarot paradigm. An alternative to tradition. An axial system of archetypal crystallography. A transculturally anthropomorphized, life-biased binary influence calculator. A wisdom system and archetype enhancer with harmony of interpretation throughout. The content of all the videos in this series are excerpts, edits and brief summaries from the ebooks All Things Are Numbers and All Things Are Patterns, links below. For a more complete explanation of each idea, additional reading might be helpful. Hopefully the basic ideas come across enough to pique your interest in trying this alternative approach to tarot. Also, in these videos, the voices are not mine, but are artificially generated. Some of the illustrations from the various tarot decks are also generated by artificial intelligence. But all of the content and ideas are mine. None of this is conceived or written by artificial intelligence. It's all from a human mind at work. Years ago I worked in jobs that required me to do some code writing. I was hired to do design work, but often coding was necessary. I was never all that good at coding. I did however manage to use a popular program at the time, called Flash. With Flash, I was able to make an interactive device for calculating the numbers of a name, using my unique method of calculation. This even included some brief descriptions of what the various numbers might mean, in their respective positions within the system. Later I invented a long 100-question questionnaire for people to use, in addition to their name numbers, to help determine which numbers of my numerical system might be influencing them the most. I managed to program this as an interactive device in Flash as well. I put these devices on my website to be used, for free. Sadly, Flash became an outdated brand, and Flash documents became unusable. Lacking any expertise in any other coding language, I was left with no available options. To hire someone to write code for me seemed like an extravagant expense. So for years, no interactive name calculator and no interactive questionnaire. On my website, I included instructions for how to manually calculate name numbers, and included a printable copy of the questionnaire for manual use, but always I wished I could make another interactive device for these ideas. Then, along came the artificial intelligence revolution. Drawing endless controversy from artists and writers feeling threatened, recently, sources are appearing that claim to also make writing code a simple affair for people who have absolutely no coding experience at all. Being someone who has at least a little bit of coding experience, I decided to give it a try. I found it to be an interesting experience. I tried several sources with varying results. After talking to several of these sources, it began to come to me that it might be good if I talk to the AI bot as if I were actually writing code, so that it would have the least amount of possibility to misunderstand my instructions. How people who don't know how to talk code to a machine manage to get the AI bot to understand them is a mystery to me. It seems like it would include a lot more trial and error and not be as simple as advertised. But for me, it became a bit easier when I became as explicit and detailed in my instructions as possible, using whatever coding language and syntax I could possibly remember. Writing code is tricky, because you have to anticipate all possible ways a user can misuse and screw up your intentions, and include code that will prevent such disasters. That is not an easy thing to do for people who know how to code. It must be really hard for people who have no such experience. Thankfully, I have some of that experience. But even with that, I managed to miss important functionality that might have led to errors in use. In the end, I managed to get some usable output. So at long last I can announce the purpose of this video. I once again have a convenient interactive way to calculate name numbers. I also revived the personality questionnaire, which I tried to improve with new questions and formatting. It hasn't been tested yet, so you could be the first to try it, and maybe compare it to the old manual one, which still exists on my website. In addition to recreating these two devices, I also made an interactive version of the binary influence calculator or dream analysis calculator. All of these devices are pretty simple to use, not a lot of interaction to be had, but the amount of code that needed to be written to bring them to life is amazing, something that I am sure I would never have been able to do myself. So I am grateful to our AI overlords for what they have allowed me to do. These devices were coded using HTML and JavaScript, so you can easily download the pages and use them offline by just dragging the files into a browser. If you have any interest in any of these devices, it might be good to download them now, or in the near future, because I am currently about to turn 70 years of age. I will not be around much longer. When I go, there will be no one left to pay the money required to keep my domain name or to pay for hosting the site. It will go away forever. Hopefully these YouTube videos and the 2 ebooks I have put out there survive beyond me. Unless the white supremacist, Christian fascist theocracy that is taking over the United States decides that tarot, and my non-Christian ideas, are in violation and must be eliminated. But even without that, the website has a lot of stuff that is not included in either of these sources, especially these interactive devices. So get them now, while supplies last. Which is the other purpose of this video. And get the ebooks and a few of my decks too, before they get banned or disappear with me. That's all. I just wanted to make this known to anyone who is viewing these videos, while I am still alive. If you are viewing them after I'm gone, thanks, but, too late for you. Unless someone comes forward and volunteers to fund the site ongoing, after I'm gone. But, sadly, that doesn't seem very likely, given how unpopular the ideas are. Tradition is hard to beat, and I failed. Lesson learned. So this might be the last video for this channel. I have a couple ideas for more content, but it starts to feel like a waste of the time I have left. So, who knows, I might do more, or I might not. I guess that's kind of an ego-driven decision at this point. I have other more fun things to do than publish something no one has any interest in consuming. So I'll probably move on to that. Bye for now. Thanks for looking.